Hello students, this is Poonam teacher back with a new chapter of Science 2, that is Life Processes in Living Organisms Part 1. In this chapter we will be dealing with various topics like living organisms and life processes, then energy production, some nutrients and energy efficiency, and cell division. And in this video I'll teach you energy production. We all know that we require energy to do various kinds of work. But then what is energy? Energy is the capacity to do work. Until and unless we eat any kind of food, we will not be able to gain the energy. Then what do you understand by nutrients? Because food contains all the nutrients. Nutrients are the substances like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, which all performs the work of giving us energy and brings about our overall development. We all know that whenever we eat the food does not remain into the same state into our stomach. It decomposes or it breaks down. So carbohydrates will always decompose into glucose, and proteins into amino acids, and fats into fatty acids. And we also know that there are so many life processes involved into our day-to-day life, like that of respiration, like that of blood circulation, like that of digestion, and so on. And all these life processes plays an important role into the energy production. We say that we gain the energy after eating the food, but we also know that respiration also plays an important role in the process of production of energy. So what does the respiration means? Respiration means whenever we eat the food goes inside the stomach, it oxidizes and then releases the chemical energy which is trapped inside the food. So the process in which the food oxidizes and releases the chemical energy in it, and then that energy is circulated to each and every part of our body, and then we are able to perform our work. Then carbohydrates are the main component of our food which gives us energy, and 1 gram of carbohydrate gives us 4 kilocalorie of energy. It gives us about 4 kilocalorie of energy. But do you think whatever carbohydrate, then which are the substances or which are the foodstuffs which are rich in carbohydrate? These are cereals like wheat, rice, and also milk, millets, ragi, jawar, bajra. These all are rich into carbohydrate. But do you think carbohydrate, whenever we eat all these foods, that the carbohydrate will remain into the same state? No, it will first decompose to glucose. The glucose will oxidize and then it will result into formation of energy. So energy is formed by 2 processes. There are 2 processes of energy production. There are 2 processes of respiration. One is aerobic respiration and another one is anaerobic respiration. Then what do you understand by aerobic respiration? In aerobic respiration, oxygen will be involved, and the process will take place into 3 stages, that is glycolysis, then tricarboxylic acid cycle, which is also known as citric acid cycle, and third one is electron transfer chain reaction. Then what is anaerobic respiration? And in anaerobic respiration, oxygen molecule is not involved. The respiration will take place without the use of oxygen, and it will give us a little bit less amount of energy. So always aerobic respiration is the superior and it takes place into the higher animals. Then anaerobic respiration is performed by the lower animals or other kinds of worms or pathogens. They may carry out this anaerobic respiration, but all the higher animals will perform the aerobic respiration. So what is aerobic respiration? Let's see. Aerobic respiration is completed into 3 stages, and that is, the first step is glycolysis. Aerobic respiration is completed into 3 steps: glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and third one is electron transfer chain reaction. Then what will happen? Whatever carbohydrate we have intaken into our body, that will first decompose into glucose. Then glucose will oxidize, and then that entire process will is the part of glycolysis. It is the first step into aerobic respiration. Then this glycolysis, where it will take place? It will take place into the cytoplasm of the cell. You all know the cell structure. Then what is cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is that part of the cell in which all the cell organelles are embedded. So the glycolysis process will start into cytoplasm. And in this glycolysis, glucose will oxidize. What is glucose? Molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. This glucose will oxidize. Oxidize means it will combine with the oxygen. Whenever the glucose will combine with oxygen, it will combine with oxygen molecule. It will result into formation of two molecules of pyruvic acid. Two molecules of NADH2, two molecules of ATP, and two molecules of water. Then what is this pyruvic acid? Pyruvic acid is a compound. Its molecular formula is C3H4O3. Are you able to see? Or I'll write it here. Molecular formula of pyruvic acid is C3H4O3, and its structural formula is like this. It will contain one methyl group, one carbonyl carbon, and one carboxylic acid group, that is COOH. CH3COCOOH. This is the molecule. This is the structural formula of pyruvic acid, and C3H4O3 is the molecular formula of pyruvic acid. So, into the process of glycolysis, when glucose will oxidize, it will result in the formation of two molecules of pyruvic acid and two molecules of NADH2. Now, what is this NADH2? This NADH2, it is an enzyme. The full form of NADH2 is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and it is an enzyme. Then it will also give two molecules of ATP. Then what is this ATP? ATP means energy currency. Until and unless this ATP will form, energy will not be produced, because ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Of what this ATP is made up of? This ATP is made up of a nitrogenous base whose name is adenine. Then it is also made up of a ribose sugar, and 3 phosphate bonds will be there, and that is why the name is triphosphate, because it contains 3 phosphate bonds. And whenever we require the energy, those 3 phosphate bonds, it will break as per its convenience, and from that the energy will be released. So this is the meaning of ATP. ATP is the energy currency. It is a compound. It consists of a nucleobase, that is adenine. It consists of ribose sugar and 3 phosphate bonds. When the phosphate bonds will be broken, energy will be released from it. So all these things will happen into the first step, and that is glycolysis. So we have got two molecules of pyruvic acid. Now these two molecules of pyruvic acid, it will get converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Now what is this acetyl coenzyme A? Now acetyl coenzyme A is again another compound. From the process of glycolysis, we got two molecules of pyruvic acid. Then both these molecules of pyruvic acid, it will get converted into acetyl coenzyme A into the same state, that is glycolysis. Now the molecular formula of acetyl coenzyme A is C23H38N7O17P3S. This molecular formula is quite bigger, but don't get scared. Whenever I give you notes, I will give you all this molecular formula. So I'm teaching you in detail that the molecular formula of acetyl coenzyme is C23H38N7O17P3S. So where all this process are taking place, now these are all the steps involved into glycolysis. Now what will happen? Apart from acetyl coenzyme A, again we'll get two molecules of NADH2 and two molecules of carbon dioxide. So whatever pyruvic acid was formed into the first step of glycolysis, then the molecules of pyruvic acid will get converted into acetyl coenzyme A plus two molecules of NADH2, and NADH2 is an enzyme. It is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and two molecules of carbon dioxide will be getting into glycolysis. This is how the first step glycolysis will be completed. Now the next step will be start, and that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. This is also known as citric acid cycle. The next step is tricarboxylic acid cycle. Now what will happen into this tricarboxylic acid cycle? That acetyl part, acetyl coenzyme A, in that the acetyl part will be completely oxidized and it will result into formation of carbon dioxide, then H2O, then NaDH2 and FADH2. Now what is FADH2? FADH2 means flavin adenine dinucleotide. It is again another enzyme, and both these enzymes are formed into the cell and these are used during the cellular respiration. So in tricarboxylic acid cycle, the acetyl part of the coenzyme A, it will be oxidized to carbon dioxide, water, NaDH2 and FADH2. And this is how this state, tricarboxylic acid cycle, this state will be completed. Now we'll move towards the next state, and that is electron transfer chain reaction. Now till here, till tricarboxylic acid cycle, till this state, the entire processes or the entire reactions were taking place into cytoplasm. But now when the third state will begin, this will take place into mitochondria. And I hope you know what is the meaning of mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is a cell organelle and it is known as a powerhouse of the cell. The structure of the mitochondria is somewhat like this. It is double membrane, like this. And it consists of finger-like projection inside it. Like this, finger-like projection, and this is known as cristae. What is this known as? Cristae. And at the wall of this cristae, the production of ATP will take place. What will be formed here? ATP will form here. And that is why mitochondria is known as the energy house of the cell or the powerhouse of the cell. So where this aerobic respiration started, it started into the cytoplasm, but it will be completed into the mitochondria of the cell. And mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell because it consists of this cristae, the finger-like projection. At the wall of this cristae, the synthesis or the formation of ATP will take place, which is the energy currency, and because of this, it is known as the powerhouse of the cell. Now what will happen into the previous step? We got NaDH2 molecules and FADH2 molecules. Now in this electron transfer chain reaction, each molecule of NaDH2 will give us 3 ATPs. Now there are so many NaDH2 molecules are present, and from each molecule of NaDH2 we will get 3 ATP, and FADH2 will give us 2 molecules of ATP. So into the entire aerobic respiration process, we will get almost, and total amount of ATP molecules is 38. So we will get 38 molecules of ATP into entire aerobic respiration process. Besides formation of ATP, we will also get some molecules of water and some molecules of carbon dioxide, and in this way the aerobic respiration will be completed. So I hope you all have understood this. It takes place into 3 stages: glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle and electron transfer chain reaction. The first 2 stages, that is glycolysis and tricarboxylic acid cycle, will take place in the cytoplasm. The third step, electron transfer chain reaction, will take place into mitochondria and we'll get some 38 molecules of ATP.